Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. And so today's video is going to be about creating a seed packet journal. And I just released a CWR kit, which is, this is just the ephemera pack that comes in the kit. And I have everything in here that you can make a journal with. And so I thought it would be kind of fun, or you can just add it to your journal. You don't have to make a journal, but I thought it would be fun to kind of create do a video on how I'm going to be creating. Now, I have never done this before, but I've been greatly inspired by my friend Elaine, and I'll show you what she gave us out at the Camp Wonderland. Is she made this cutest, adorable little journal out of a Crayola box, and I just thought that was so sweet and so cute. And I thought, well, you know, I could possibly do this, right? And so yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I will probably just make one little signature in there. My idea for this is to actually create a like a little bucket list type journal. So let me kind of give you a little idea of what I have in mind for my journaling, because I have lots of things going on this season. I bloom and it's really weird to say that because fall is not for blooming, but this is like my month. This is the month that I get, this is a season that I am the most creative. I love this season. It's so special to me. I do live in Texas, Central Texas, so we don't really start getting like cooler weather until late October, and then usually the leaves don't even change till closer to December. But I like to pretend I live up in the eastern part of the United States where the leaves start changing probably about this time of the year in September and October. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But what I'm doing is, okay, so this next month we have our sunflower journal that I want to create and do like a bucket list. By the way, this is all the goodies that come in this little ephemera pack that's part of that kit. It was so fun putting it together. Okay, so I have this that I want to do that. Then my dear artist friend Mindy Lacefield is hosting a class called Merry like Merry Christmas and Fright. So she's combining both Christmas and Halloween, and I took her Halloween class last year and I just loved it. It was so fun. And so anyway, I've been playing around with the cover. I don't want to do too much because she's going to be doing things in class, but you know, once I know something and I'm excited about it, it's hard for me not to get busy. So I just kind of like painted this cover, and I put like one of my little Christmas stickers down there, and then I put some washi and literally just made this journal up. If you sign up, she has a little tutorial on how to make a journal. Now, this journal was a lot bigger. If you can see, like the papers are sticking out, everything is so wonky. I ripped lots of little, but I wanted it to kind of give like that creepy. I'm going to actually be doing some of my edging, like with tea stain. But I wanted to do, I'll just show you real quick what I'm talking about. But I'm going to be doing, where's my napkin? But I really am, so anyway, the whole thing is my book was a lot bigger, and let's see, it may show up a little bit better here on the white. My book was a lot bigger, but I'm going to be putting it into a traveler's notebook, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Well, if I can get this going. So yeah, and I know there's a way you can actually just do the edges, but I'm kind of giving it this, you know, kind of a creepy, you know, vintagey old kind of look to it. Okay. So you kind of get the idea, because we're going to be doing a lot of arts and things in here. So, oops, I got it. See, I know it's still kind of wet. You know, can't be patient with it drying. But anyway. So yeah, but anyway, I had to end up cutting it down, and of course I had it already assembled it, so I would have had to take it apart and try to cut it down. So, you know, I'm just going to cut it all crazy, and it's not going to be like straight and just wonky, but that's going to be part of the look of this journal, is a lot of like funky wonky torn pages, those kind of things. So that's going to be going in my journal, my traveler's notebook. This is going to be going in my traveler's notebook. And I am hosting a week-long course called Autumn Bliss. I went back and forth. I talked about it in my last video, but I think I'm going to do Autumn Bliss, but it's just basically prompts and ideas to get you ready for autumn. So it is, like I said, it is my favorite time of the year. And so in order to do that, I'm torn between, I think I'm going to be using one of my journals that I have in my shop, but I wanted to have a space for everything. So this could go in there. I know it's wet. And then this could go in there. And that way I have a place for all my journals. Unless I choose to put it in my creative journal that I have on it, my daily creative journal, then things may change up a little bit. I wonder, I may try to put this in there like as a, maybe even like put it inside my journal. I don't know. We're going to see as time progresses and what happens. So I am not committing to anything in particular, but we'll see as the time goes on. So let's go ahead and get started on our little notebook. Like I said, I have never created one, but I'm going to kind of use the idea in my head to make this little I just got this little, I wanted a little bitty one to put on my desk out in my living room. I have the big one, and it has lots. And I'm going to plant sunflowers next year. We did it at our old house, and they are like, I love them personally. I don't think my husband particularly liked them too much, but I'm going to save these seeds and we're going to plant them next year. Anyway, so I'm just going to cut my little edges off. Well, my little cutter isn't doing a very good job. Let me see here. Okay. So I'm just basically cutting the 3 edges off so it opens up, just like that. Alright, so to enforce the inside, I love this brown, I love craft paper right now, and so I'm going to be actually using this. I know, you guys, these were my material scissors, and look, not that I have probably 10 pairs plus scissors of other things, but they have officially grown into my paper scissors, so I'm going to have to reinvest in a material pair. But that's just how, these have been good, so that's just how it is. So I'm going to reinforce this. I'm going to move this over here real quick so we'll have this out of the way. But I am going to reinforce this cover, which is regular glue stick here. Now I went back and forth on how I wanted to make the journal, but I think what I'm going to do is just punch it like I have been since I've learned that new technique, which is not new to me technique. It's not a new technique, but I've always stapled all my journals. But now I know how to do the other. I've seen it done. It's just me in my mind taking the time to do it. Okay. Then I'm going to fold this together and trim it off. I'm not exactly too impressed with this little paper cutter. It was working fine on the till I get a video, and then it wants to act up on video, but that's okay. I'm just gonna, you could use a bone, a ruler, but I'm just a bone folder. I'm just kind of using that to secure the edges. And you could take this, I could take this over to my big cutter, but since I'm doing on film, I'm just gonna just kind of eyeball it. And again, if you're a real stickler about straight lines, take it to your cutter. I'm sure you'll do that anyway. I, on the other hand, am not that worried about it. Okay, so there you have it. And then it reinforces it to be kind of a nice little secure space. So I'm going to now add my inside. So I'm going to take pretty much all the little papers. Now, one of the papers that is going to be in here, and that's what the joy of this little teeny tiny journal is, you can actually use the, you have more than one, you know, you could use the other side to this. I was going to say that this paper here, this is actually some vintage stationery I picked up. I picked up a whole box of it, and I was so excited that there was enough in there to not only include a piece of paper, but also this beautiful envelope. Look how pretty that is. I don't know, just something about this crinkled paper. But I'm actually going to save this envelope for actually the inside of a journal where I don't have to cut it or anything. So I'm going to put one in here. And my plan for this cute little journal is to, I'm going to do my bucket list. So usually, I mean, you kind of already think about your 10 things. I haven't got around, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but I haven't made my list yet. So with that being said, I'm actually going to be, what do you, do I want to put that in there or save it? I think I want to put it in there. I'm actually going to be writing down my list, and what my envision is for this journal is to make my list, and then as I complete my bucket list, like maybe add it to this journal, but as I complete the bucket list, then take a photo or write a little story about it, but decorate it up. And then again, like I said, I don't know if I'll just create a autumn journal to include all the things that I have planned, or if I will just create it as I go along, but like take a picture. Oh, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I was thinking about something else. I don't know whether I'll just like have this as a standalone journal, if I'll put it inside the traveler's notebook and have it like as a permanent thing in there, or if I will basically, let me go get my bone folder thing. Or, as I was saying, or I will add it to my my current creative journal as like a tip-in or something like that, or add an envelope to it and then pop it in the envelope. Like I could, ooh, you know what? Like take this envelope here. If I wanted to put it into my creative journal, I could just pop this once I have it filled out and everything. I could like make it like a little pocket and then add that. Ooh, that would be really cute. See, so many options. So many options. So I'm going to do this page. So that's a little under 4.5. Now, if you don't have one of these, I've had this thing for a long time. I use it quite a bit. This actually, I'll tell you what this paper is. You can see it's already ripping. But if you don't have one, you can do the same thing like with your ruler. Like line your ruler up where you need it, and then actually make a crease like that. And I highly suggest getting a bone folder. I've been through several, and it's not that they break, it's that I misplaced them, and then they'll show back up. But this is like my third one I've been on, and I shouldn't say it out loud because something's gonna happen. It's gonna go missing. But I think I throw them away because they get caught up in the paper. But this is actually construction paper. Now I know, as a scrapbooker, you guys, we don't like construction paper because it doesn't last, right? And it's very brittle. But I think I'm going to be adding some paint and different things like that. So I think, and more paper, so I think it will be fine. But if you're very, very paranoid, I just liked it because I thought it was kind of whimsical for you know, for being a kid and playful and things like that. But if it's causing you too much like stress, don't use it. So I'm just going to actually just kind of do the same thing here so I know where to cut. Oops. I really didn't know I was going to be using that to make my journal up, so that works. And if you want to like create your pages, which I'm going to rip some of mine, I think, but if you want to like have one, like actually somehow this blue got bigger. You can see my measuring skills are not the best. I eyeball everything, but I'm kind of just wanting to make it messy, so definitely, you guys, if you're not wanting to do it, please don't get upset with me. I'm just kind of making it like I do typically. Not when I make my journals for my shop, but when I make journals for myself, I'm more inclined to be a little more messy. With my shop, I'm like, okay, no. We got to make sure that everything's measured. Okay, so let's see if we open this up. If I do 10 items, right? So say, I hate that the end got cut off, but I think I'll just probably add something to it. But say you do like your bucket list here, and then you have this as your invitation page or whatever, or it could be one, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so to me, this is a good. And also, since I'm going to be adding it into my journal, I don't want to make it, and it's going to be getting lots and lots fluffy. So I don't want to make it too fluffy. So I'm totally fine with this little bitty, and you can make it as fluffy as you want. And I'm going to go over here, get my awl. And get some string. This is just some, I think this is like hemp string or something like that. And see, that's what Missy Lane did too, is she just added really small, of course, she put hers in with little rubber bands, which is so cute. But, so look at this teeny tiny little clip. Now that is just too adorable. But anyway, so that way you have it enough where you can pop it in your big journal. Or just set it on the shelf too. That's what I did with that one. It's too cute. I have kind of like a crayon display of Crayola things. And I basically just added it up there with my other pretty Crayola things. So, okay, so this is where we come in, and this is the sewing part of this. So I'm going to get me a paper clip and clip this right here. And of course, I don't have one handy. Okay, let me just use, oh, I don't want to pull that down. I'm going to use this, my little paper ones, to hold this into place. Or I also have this. And that way it holds it into place and it's not moving around. So this is where I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to get my awl. And now I have decided that since I've made, I think 3 journals, woo, I'm so impressed doing this process. I'm going to get me one of these smaller ones because this makes the most biggest hole ever. This is a sewing one. And so I'm going to actually, and this is where I eyeball it to you guys. So if you wanted to measure, you could measure out your little journal. So it's a little 4 1/4. So I'm horrible with this too. But you would take that and divide it by 2, and that's where you would put your hole, which I'm thinking it's 2 1/4. And that's probably maybe right, but that's where I'm going to eyeball it. So I'm going to add it here, and then I'm going to come up let's see, how big is that off of here? So I am going to measure that. So that's like little, I think it's half an inch from the top, and then half an inch from here. So I kind of did mark it where it's at. But anyway, going back, I know there's like bookbinding ones that you can get, and I'm actually going to move that over just a little bit. And I'm just going to punch the hole through. Just like that. And do the same thing for this side. I mean, it really does. I've had to do some pretty thick stuff, and I have to tell you, this is a weapon. It's super sharp, and it does the trick. See, it put these cute little holes, but see how this is kind of like, I'll bring it up a little more. It's a little larger than, I don't know, maybe maybe that's just how they are. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a professional bookbinder thing. I do know that you take this and you count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And you could do some really fun colors, you know, like I'm doing this tan just because it's fall. And now this is the part where you can decide if you want your string to be inside or outside, because if you want it outside, then which I'm going to do mine inside. So I'm going to come up through this back area and pull it through. Right? Yeah. Okay. So the string's going to stay out in here, and it's actually going to have the tie inside. So then you take your other part, and this is where also a needle, but these holes, like I said, are so big. This is pretty easy for me, but you know, you would string your needle. So I'm going to take it up. So we're going to leave the little tail in the middle. Pull it up. Take it to the top. Sounds like a song, right? Bring it down. Again, and then run it through this hole. Like that. Right? So it's bringing it across. And then you're going to come back through the middle again. And this is where it's kind of got to get in there, because it's so, now it looks not as big since the thread is in there. But this hemp is pretty strong. So I'm going to, sorry, I know I'm off camera here doing this. Squeeze it up through here, and of course it's not all coming through. I'm going to have to give it a little help here. Look at what it did. No worries. But Mindy, on her class, she showed us how to do this as well. And she actually had this bookbinding little kit that came with like actual really thread that you bookbind with. So she got it on Etsy, and she also had a little bit of a different awl. Come on, get in there, please. I'm just going to help it with the awl. Kind of push it through. Now my hole's going to be really big. Whoopsies. Here I was bragging, oh, you don't need a needle, look, I can do it. Now I'm having problems. You know what I could do? I do this a lot too, is I'll put washi on the end. Let me just bend it just a tad. Okay, let me do this. come through. Oh, there we go. There we go. Haha. My hole may be big, but it's got the string through. And then you tighten it up and you make sure you have enough string. Where's this tall one come through? Oh, you guys, this cracks me up too. Elizabeth from Never Hopeless, that's how I learned it, by the way. And I know she showed us how she makes her journal. So if you ever want to be inspired by making a different kind of journal, definitely click over to her. It's called Never Hopeless Elizabeth. I love her videos. And she cracks me up. She said when she was making one, she said, "Oh look, it was easy. Sometimes you just want to poke your eye, poke your eye out." Sorry, I know that's kind of sadistic, but I laughed. Okay, and then we're just gonna double knot it, triple knot it, double knot it. I think with this hemp stuff, it's super strong. And then you can actually trim it or keep it out, which I think I'm gonna keep it out because I love that look of tags and whatnot coming out. Now, there we go. And I'll probably like seal it tonight or whatever, and then that way it can keep shut. Okay, now comes the decorating, and I'll probably come back with another video once I like get my list together, but I definitely wanted to come on and show you guys how to make a journal. But for now, we're going to add some pom-poms. What I did on this one, because I wasn't really sure how things were going to go, I actually put it on the back, so I didn't want to take up too much space. But I think I'm going to actually glue it onto this invitation, because, you know what, I should add, I'm going to add this cute napkin that's in here to that first, because we're going to cover up that lettering. And that's what I like about these little, I love getting ephemera packs in the mail, like with little tidbits and whatnot, because there's just so many things in there and you can use them throughout different projects and stuff. And that's what, even though I'm only going to be using this napkin for only a section of this napkin for this. Okay, so I'm going to tear off that layer, and I hope that's the only layer that is on there. Oh, no, here's another one. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, add some glue. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit on this side because I'm going to have this overlapping. Just like that. A little brayer in here. It's kind of sticky from the glue, so you'll definitely want to make sure that that is done with before you close your journal and then the pages stick together. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my pom-pom trim. And I'm using Fabric Fix. You can use hot glue, you can sew it, which I've got my sewing machine set up, I just haven't threaded it yet. I know. Why am I scared to thread a sewing machine? I have no idea. I've sewed forever. Not like just for fun, you know, but I don't know, I just find myself being like timid. Didn't know why. Okay, I'm just gonna add that on there, and I think I actually glued the pages behind it, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Yep, added a little too much glue. That's okay. Just wipe it off like that. Trim. Okay, let's do, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, and then let's see if there's something else we can go ahead and add for fun. I definitely want to add paint, so I don't want to like, of course you can always paint over things, but wouldn't that be cute? Look at that. Just adding that. You've got this paper sunflower in here, which I kind of want something to kind of stick out. Ooh, I love it against that paper. Okay, so we're gonna smash this out a little flatter, and maybe take the little dot. Oh, the dot is a sticky dot. Okay, and we're just gonna add more Fabric Fix glue because, for one, the Fabric Fix was coming out like crazy. Okay. And that still gives me room to write, paint, etc. So cute. And look, this little wand. Oh, she's so cute. Let's see. Of course, I had some sunflower paper washi, but it's in the other room, and I'm not gonna. I have plenty of other washi that will work, because we'll come in here and we can add washi along the pages. There we go. I'll have to find a little quote in here to put. So yeah, so I'll come in and add a little bit more washi to the pages. Ooh, don't stick. I know. I'm trying to do this all while we're here, and it's creating. I'm not taking time to let it dry, but that's okay. We'll get it to work out. And I think that's a wrap, you guys. I hope you are inspired to create a little journal or add it as a piece to your current journal. And I am making a very big mess with the glue, which is okay. Oh, so cute. I'm so happy with this little guy. Alright. Can't wait to see what you guys create. Again, this is part of the kit. The last time I checked, which was right before I came on to film, I think there's 5 kits left in the shop. It's a scarecrow kit, so then leave guys a little scarecrow. And it comes with this packet as well, if you're not familiar with my releases. But so this is definitely stuff you can add in here as well. Like, one of the things I definitely want to do on my oh look, happy fall. Oh, so cute. One of the things I want to do on my bucket list is there's a working farm here out but close to us, and so I definitely want to go over there. I think they have a pumpkin patch, you know, that kind of thing, and so I'm definitely on my to-do list. I've wanted to do it since we moved out here and what we're going on year 3, and haven't done it yet, so on the list. Alright, you guys, I'll come back and check in, you guys, and I'd love to see what you do. Just tag me on Instagram and I will check it out. See if I can come in here and add. Yeah, we could go on all evening creating, but I just love this paper. It's so beautiful. Okay, there's the dude. He's barking. Somebody's here. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.